Stewart, let's be real. We didn't even want you on the team. Hold on. Let's stop playing games, man. KTV, it's top of the morning. Brianna Turner. We didn't even want you on the team. We didn't want nobody from the Connecticut Sun, okay? You came through, you did a solid job off the bench, yada, yada, yada.
Wait, hold on. Did he really just say they didn't even want Brianna Turner on the team? That's not analysis anymore. That's personal. What makes it even wilder is that he's speaking on behalf of an entire fan base while singling out a player who literally just helped fuel their playoff run. But this was never really about Brianna Turner in the first place. It's about something much bigger. Something that's currently tearing apart the WNBA's most explosive fan base.
Fever star makes her unrivaled stance known despite concerning trend. First of all, she's not a Fever star. Stop it. She was getting DNP. She wasn't even playing. Like, stop playing games now. When people got hurt, she stepped in and she played hard. I respect that, but don't. She's not a star. Y'all can relax.
There it is, the real issue. Unrivaled just released its viewership numbers, and they should terrify everyone involved. This is a league that launched with around 300,000 viewers in its first year, only fall to 75,000 for the Season 2 opener. By January 9th, the numbers had dropped even further. When True TV aired exclusive games, they drew just 32,000 viewers. That's not a dip, that's a collapse. And now, instead of addressing it, players are getting defensive.
Promising inaugural season, built on a stronger player-first mindset and a quick pace 3v3 format. The tournament is facing empty seats after increasing its arena capacity to 1,000. Amid all the questions about whether the offseason league is sustainable, Indiana Fever star, she's not an Indiana Fever star, man, stop it, Brianna Turner has shared her 2 cents, keeping it simple. I truly enjoy watching women's basketball. I don't care if it's college.
Here's what makes this so significant. The WNBA regular season averaged nearly 1 million viewers across all networks, while unrivaled weekend games pulled just 71,000. That's a 93% drop in audience interest. Brianna Stewart, the league's co-founder, has pointed to broadcast time slots and scheduling as the issue, but the data doesn't support that explanation. TNT gave the league strong, visible placement. Arena capacity was increased to 1,000 seats, and opening weekend in Philadelphia sold out. The infrastructure is there. The audience just isn't showing up.
Numbers averaging 32,000 viewers. That is awful. That's awful. 71,000 across the weekend is far less than the 2025 WNBA regular season playoff average of nearly 1 million across all networks. Man, the WNBA owners know they got so much leverage over y'all. They ain't even stunting y'all right now. The development of other leagues such as Project B is also a threat to Unrivaled in the coming years. Names like Kelsey Mitchell and Alyssa Thomas, players integral to the 3.
And this is where things get uncomfortable for a lot of people, because the numbers tell a story that no one in the league wants to acknowledge publicly. When Caitlin Clark is involved, women's basketball puts up record-breaking viewership. When she's not, you see the real baseline. Iowa games featuring Clark averaged 1.9 million viewers, while the WNBA Finals without her drew about 1.4 million for Game 5. Unrivaled without her is pulling as few as 32,000 viewers on some broadcasts. That's not growth. That's one player inflating everyone else's numbers.
Wholly dependent on viewership ratings. It also relies on merchandise sales. Every opening weekend game was sold out, and the Philadelphia tour stopped Xfinity Mobile Arena this month, both of which are quite profitable. Per the league spokesperson, reports suggest that merchandise sales have increased by 50%, and resale tickets for the Philadelphia stop have increased to $123. Therefore, Unrivaled CEO Alex Bizzell and co don't seem overly concerned about the league's sustainability, but frequent player opt-out.
Now look at what's happened behind the scenes. Kelsey Mitchell and Alyssa Thomas, both key pieces of Unrivaled's first season, have already jumped to Project B. With overlapping schedules, players are being forced to choose sides, and they're not choosing Unrivaled. On top of that, Athletes Unlimited launches on February 4th with players like Ariel Atkins, creating a third competing off-season league. The result is 3 leagues fighting over an already small audience, fragmenting attention even further. And as all of this unfolds, WNBA owners are watching closely, and they now hold all the leverage.
People are not interested in watching this 3-on-3 thing. You know what I mean? It says, however, Bazell is positive despite the decline in viewership. He is willing to bet on the growth in women's basketball, expressing his confidence in the idea. And while it's true that Unrivaled has shaken up women's landscape, to keep it sustainable, they will have to tackle more than just ratings. Everybody's talking about the growth of women's basketball, but women's basketball is not shown to do the numbers that don't involve Caitlin Clark. Do I think the game has grown for women? Absolutely.
This is the part everyone's been missing. Unrivaled CEO Alex Basil keeps saying he's betting on the growth of women's basketball. But what growth exactly? Yes, merchandise sales are up 50%, and resale tickets in Philadelphia reportedly hit impressive numbers. Those are real revenue streams. But you can't build a sustainable league on merch sales when your broadcast numbers are in free fall. TNT didn't pay for broadcast rights to sell t-shirts. They paid for viewers, and the viewers simply aren't there. The 3-on-3 format isn't connecting, and it doesn't matter how aggressively it's marketed or which broadcast slot it gets. Fans who watch 5-on-5 basketball during the WNBA season aren't automatically going to embrace a completely different game just because the same players are involved. It's a different product, and the market is rejecting it.
Like, everybody's saying, oh, it's grown, it's grown, it's grown. Yeah. It looked like it's grown when Caitlin Clark's around. Everything looked bigger when CeCe involved. So at the end of the day, these are y'all real numbers. When y'all getting 31,000, these are y'all real numbers. The Caitlin Clark inflation is not there for y'all right now. It's not there for y'all right now. She's not a part of it to make the numbers for everybody else look crazier than what they really are. Now you seeing the real y'all. So get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This keep the vision.
So here's what all of this means for the future. With CBA negotiations approaching, WNBA players once pointed Unrivaled and other alternative leagues as leverage, arguing they had options if the league didn't meet their demands. But that leverage is weakening fast. Unrivaled is pulling as few as 32,000 viewers on some broadcasts. Project B is still untested, and Athletes Unlimited, while established, has never seriously threatened the WNBA's position. Owners can now look at the landscape and ask a simple question: where exactly are players going to go? Leverage only exists when real alternatives do, and right now these leagues aren't proving they're viable long-term options. Unrivaled is losing viewers in year 2. Players are already jumping ship, and the fragmentation of the off-season market is making everyone weaker, not stronger. At the same time, there's a growing cultural tension inside the fan base. Creators are calling out players for prioritizing social agendas over basketball, and whether people agree with those critiques or not, they reflect a real segment of the Caitlin Clark fan base. That audience showed up for basketball, not messaging. Brianna Turner has every right to advocate for issues she believes in, including appearing in commercials about trans athletes in women's sports. But when you're a role player on a team with an intense, volatile fan base, the reaction can be harsh. The Indiana Fever averaged 2.3 million viewers during the playoffs. That's Clark's audience, and a portion of those fans are now openly saying they don't want social issues mixed into the team dynamic. That's not a minor disagreement. It's a fundamental divide over what the WNBA is supposed to be: pure basketball or a platform for broader advocacy. The reality check is this: Brianna Turner averaged 3.1 points and 3.4 rebounds last season. She's a hard-working backup center, not a star, and she's not driving viewership. When role players start making headlines for off-court positions instead of on-court performance, friction is inevitable. Fair or not, that's the dynamic in the court public opinion. Meanwhile, Unrivaled is fighting for survival. Merchandise and ticket sales help, but long-term sustainability requires broadcast revenue and sponsors who see audience numbers worth investing in. Those numbers are trending in the wrong direction. Enjoying women's basketball in any format doesn't equal business viability, and the market has made that clear. The 3-on-3 format isn't resonating, and the WNBA audience isn't transferring over. Blaming time slots or scheduling misses the bigger point. The Caitlin Clark effect is undeniable. When she plays, people watch. When she doesn't, the numbers fall back to the true baseline of interest. Iowa women's basketball jumped from under 500,000 viewers to nearly 2 million with Clark. WNBA games featuring Indiana surged to nearly 1 million viewers. Those aren't coincidences, they're data. Now Unrivaled faces a crossroads. Adapt by shrinking its ambitions and embracing a niche audience, or continue chasing mainstream relevance while the numbers slide. Project B could siphon off more players. Athletes Unlimited could position itself as a steadier option, and WNBA owners may use all of this as leverage in upcoming negotiations. For players like Brianna Turner, the question becomes one of identity and branding. Are you a basketball player who also holds political views, or an activist who happens to play basketball? Both paths are valid, but they come with different consequences, especially when you're on a team driven by a generational superstar and her fan base. The criticism may feel unfair, but fairness rarely matters online. What matters is reaction, and right now a vocal segment of fans is pushing back hard. That's the new reality of the WNBA. A massive, passionate, and demanding Caitlin Clark fan base that wants basketball first and isn't shy about saying so. Players who join that environment will either adapt, clash, or get caught in the crossfire, and the league itself will have to decide how it navigates that divide going forward.